Hi. It's been a long time. Um, I've been going through a lot of changes recently, and I have been learning so much. But today I don't really want to talk about that. I want to talk about something that's really near and dear to my heart, something that I honestly think about every single day. It taunted me when I was a child, and it still taunts me now sometimes because I don't really give it much attention. That is the changing state of the world. I was listening to a podcast today about heat waves, and if there's one thing I know for sure is that this summer was pretty hot, and a lot of people don't survive those heat waves, largely the elderly, largely elderly people who live in isolation. And one of the biggest pillars of being someone who is actively working on bettering themselves, someone who is working on being the type of person that everyone else looks up to, is giving back to the world. Um, Listen, climate change is real. Climate change is happening. Whether it's near and dear to you or not, that's one thing. It personally is incredibly near and dear to me. So I figured instead of just running away from that, and also running away from the YouTube channel that I worked really hard on developing for the last more than a year of my life, I figured I would use this day, this really gorgeous sunny day that's a little bit too hot in my opinion, as an opportunity to educate people who are watching, however many people that may be. So when heat waves come about, uh, there are certain groups of people that are in much more danger than a young person like me. Maybe a young person like me is dehydrated, but someone who is much older is at severe risk of intense dehydration, death, during lockdown and COVID. The heat waves were an absolute disaster because an elderly person living in a really hot place during a heat wave was kind of screwed either way. They stay inside, they are in danger of being affected by heat. They go outside, they are susceptible to the illness. And this is the world we live in. As much as I preach fighting this issue, it's also something that we're just going to have to um, move with and change with as the years go on. Make systematic changes in this world to make society more livable. I don't know much. I really don't. I spent a big portion of this morning looking up volunteer opportunities in my area, because I'm not ready to be a leader yet. I'm not ready to lead a movement, but I can tell you that today I learned that when a heat wave happens, check on the elderly people in your neighborhood. Check on the ones that you know dearest. They're the most likely to be responsive to you when you reach out to them. But also feel free to reach out to that person that you see here and there and you just happen to live in the same apartment building as them. One of the things that I learned today is that during heat waves, the people who are more likely to be negatively affected, to die, are the ones who don't live on blocks where there's many community events or community gatherings, whether that be a library or a diner or a church or a senior center. So be aware of the community that you're in, especially if there's not many activities, and if you know for a fact that there are isolated elderly people. If you're following me, you care to work on yourself. Why not help other people work on themselves too? Why not help other people stick around in this world? So I'm gonna leave it short and sweet. That's gonna be all I have for you today. Tune in whenever the heck I upload. And I will be continuing to talk about self-improvement, but I also want to be honest with myself and say that we have a world that is in danger, and there are things that we could do to save it, and I don't know all those things yet. So follow me as I learn. Thank you.